In this video, I play a blitz game against woman grandmaster Dina BELENKAYA in a VIP event organized by Chessbar app in Paris. And I thought it's a cool content to share it with you guys, especially with the faces that we're gonna make. But the game remains super serious. As you can see, we get some mainline Nimzo Indian with bishop to d3. I go d5 theoretical, and here first surprise of the game, bishop d2. I did not expect this, and she starts having some killer stare at me. a3. I take the knight on c3, and now she takes with the pawn. Another surprise coming at me. I thought, okay, you just play bishop d2 to just take it with the bishop. Here I was happy. I take the pawn on c4. I knew that the opening is not going great for her. She's not playing the most precise move. I knew that still she has two bishop advantage and a solid center, but I mean, my development is super fluid. I have no weaknesses. I'm putting immense pressure on center. She goes knight e2, preparing castle. But I have no problems. I just develop my knight, putting even more pressure on d4. Here I changed that a3 pawn. It was funny, but a bit distractive. And here she plays rook to c1, logical move to stop me from making her an isolated pawn on d4. Here I just thought, okay, you stop that. I just play rook to e8. A waiting move. Let's see what she will do. And now she goes castle here. I was surprised that, okay, I mean, I just can start some attacks maybe on her king. I probably a bit overestimated my position, at least objectively. So, but anyways, e4 looked very tempting to me after bishop b1 and bishop to g4. I mean, of course, computer laughs at me that, okay, f3 white is a little bit better, but h3. And here black is fine because you already made your king a little bit weak, and I keep this pin alive. And this pin is a bit annoying for her, but she found a very nice move to unpin the knight. And now suddenly I get a bit worried that the knight is coming to f4 and I cannot really escape with my bishop. What should I do? I don't want to trade these two pieces. Also, I needed my bishop to attack on her king. She again keeps staring, and she chose to wear Hikaru pineapple shirt apparently against me, because every round I think she was changing outfits. But anyways, here I was telling to myself, gotta stay focused and find the best move, otherwise my position could go wrong. So rook d8, one of the best moves, and after knight f4, bishop to g6, I thought, okay, okay, if you take, I just take with the pawn. I have a nice pawn on e4. She has potential protected pass pawn, but still, her bishop on her pieces are not that active yet. Bishop a2, she finds a very nice diagonal, improves her bishop, and here I realize, okay, I mean, you didn't take my bishop yet, so I have a square here on f5 for my bishop, which could help me in the future attacks. So the position optically, it looks completely fine for white, because two bishop advantage, solid center, as I said, nice knight. But the thing is, like, it's not clear how you want to do in your center. Also, I'm trying to play g5. So here she plays the most logical move of the position. You need to connect your rooks and finish your development kind of, and queen e2, super logical. Also, if I play g5, there is knight h5. And here I realize that it's not easy. Actually, it's not easy. It could go wrong for me if I'm not careful. I have some easy moves like logical moves b6, or this idea which I missed, knight e7, knight g6, which could have been nice. But I found a move that's at least practical. Okay, here I hear some things from the board beside that was funny. I found an idea here that I was kind of proud of, but it came from a bit of miscalculation, but we will see. So the bishop on a2 is very strong. I would have loved to play c4 at some point and close that bishop. I don't care about this protected pass pawn because it could be blocked with knight at some point.
I like your haircut.
Thank you. And in this position, I played knight to a5. I was proud of this move a little bit, but I knew that it could go wrong if the position blew up. So I thought, okay, I mean, I want to play c4. If you play c4, d4 pawn is hanging. And the bishop cannot, for example, go here easily because the knight is hanging, or you cannot be that free with your position, even if after opening the position. But Here, actually, she thinks for a while and shows why she is a master, woman grandmaster. And after knight a5, I mean, I mean, if I play c4, her pieces are all bad. So she plays c4. She bites the bullet. Very nice move here. Very, very nice move here. I was not super worried, but I knew that, I mean, the position is becoming open. I mean, the pawn on d4 is still a free, could be a free pawn, but I mean, she gets a lot of compensation on dark squares. So I just take and just want to show, just act that, okay, I mean, you just lost the pawn. What are you doing? Here I could also play knight to c6, but I just also bite the bullet and finally decide to just take the pawn. Bishop to c3 immediately. I was very impressed that she's just making all the good moves very quickly and keeps staring. Also the knight is hanging, but my rook is hanging. If I go rook d8, she takes here, attacks my rook. So I had to put the rook somewhere that doesn't disturb my queen, doesn't disturb this trade after bishop f6. So yeah, I realized that it's not easy. Also the knight is on the rim. I adjust the rook a little bit. It's not easy actually. She keeps playing good moves. She keeps playing all the good moves. My rook is under attack. What should I do? Where should I put my rook? d6, d7, or d8? d7. Because take on f6, I take on f4. But now she finds immediately another best move. And I have to take. And the position is getting more open and open. I mean, I'm up a pawn, but look at her bishop's activity of the pieces. My knight, especially the problem of the position. I find the only move here, queen d8. And in this position is the critical position of the game. You can think here how you continue here. She thought for a while here. I mean, look at the position. Two bishops. I mean, actually, it's not easy. It's not easy to find the best move of computer. One move is really gonna give her huge advantage, which is queen to b5, b6, and then d6 attacking the bishop. Queen b2 also looks very logical on this dark square diagonal. Because if I play f6, then this bishop could be a monster. But okay, I also can go rook d6, sacking the pawn, going for attacks. I had these intentions as well. So here, yeah, I mean, I played with the pawn with my hand a little bit. Boris Gelfand used to do it in World Championship matches, but okay, it was a fun content anyways. It was not super serious or rated tournament, rated game, and we were just having a good time here. So she thinks for a while and she plays a very logical move, rook f to d1, centralizing her last piece. But I was surprised. I knew that it's not putting huge pressure on my position and gives me time to bring back the knight to the party with b6. Here I was happy. I thought, okay, I mean, I'm not anymore in trouble. I didn't see necessarily these two moves that gonna hurt me, but I had a bad feeling in general. But now after b6, I knew that she gotta take. Otherwise, my knight is coming back to the game. My rook could go to the 6th rank, queen g5 especially, bishop h3. This pawn is very powerful. You cannot really go d6 anymore. So here I was calm. I was getting a bit more calm. I started to look at the Spider-Man game, a guy in disguised costume that no one knew who was he. I played against him as well. And yeah, after bishop takes a5, I take the bishop back and queen a6. Yeah, he rushed with her decision here, really overestimating her position a little bit, going for a bit of pawns, being materialistic here. I just go, okay, I mean, I leave the pawns alone. I go for initiative on the king, attack e3. It looked very good. If I can get a chance to join the rook, that would have been perfect as well. But now bishop h3 is a huge threat, this combination of e3. But you should be careful that I have back rank issues as well. Should not forget about that. Yeah, I'm just getting excited here, getting excited and seeing like what is she doing? She's giving me all the chances now. She was much better. She was much better, and now in this position, I realized that okay, I mean, I have a lot of good moves with my pawns, but here I play a move that it's a bit, I mean, looks very classy move to my eyes, but it's a bit of lack of miscalculation here. I missed her move, which he immediately played. It's a fine move objectively, but it's because of a miscalculation. There was better moves as well, which could give me a potentially advantage. But now rook c8, it's annoying because after rook d8 trades, the pawns could all go with tempo and also guard the pawn on f2. That's the issue. But still, my position is super active, and her king, there are some bishop h3 potentials. Queen a5 attacks my rook. I say, okay, whatever. I don't care about my queenside pawns. I just go rook d6. And now she takes the pawn on a7, and she's very happy. So, in this position again, I had some pawn pushes. h5 was the best move, or h6. And I played a move that I thought it's smart, because I thought, okay, she's going to pre-move queen e3. So I need my queen in active position and also be protected. But it was slow, and but okay, I like it. I like it because queen a3 was not a great move. I kind of baited him to queen e3, baited her, and now I'm proud of this moment that I had only 10 seconds. She had 1 minute. Sorry if you cannot see the clocks. Rook a6, very nice move, because after trades the pawn a3 is not protectable, and this d6 pawn could be protected by stopped with bishop d7, and I can make my own pass pawn. So here she's kind of playing on my time and misses a move by me with bishop h3, and here she completely forgets about the fact that her rook could be captured after queen f3, and she goes king g1, and I snap on d1 with check. She had to go king h2 right away. She just blundered the rook with check. But here I'm panicking, and I play queen to f3 because I didn't have no time, and I was mad here a little bit because it's getting a bit random. I don't like to play panicky random moves, but it was actually all fine, because if you give check and take my rook, I can check and take your bishop, and I'm winning that endgame. I realized it's fine, but I was very mad. I should not make panicky moves. I could just play rook f3, rook f6, but queen f3 actually was one of the best moves. So I was lucky a little bit here, but she doesn't even take my rook. She goes d6, but this is completely losing, I thought. I mean, I just give check, and I just take the pawn on d6. What she wants? She could at least try that queen endgame. She goes queen c8, king g7. My king is completely safe. She tries a little bit to continue the game. Queen f5 attacking both pawns. I just go queen g6. Everything is guarded. Queen c5 guards the pawn on a3. I just bring the rook over the king. I just want to attack her king now. And now I see opportunity to trade queen. Otherwise, you're gonna get mated. And in this endgame, I stop the pawn as well. She goes here to block my rook, but my rook is going from behind pass pawn. And after a6, f5 here, I was sure that the game is GG. We all know what's going to happen. But it was a very fun game, at least. I mean, it's still not over. I have to still create a pass pawn and attack the king. But the important thing is that she doesn't have any move. So she just played bishop b5, king f6, bishop c4, king e5, bishop b5, h6, just a funny move to put all the pawns in dark squares, kind of. Bishop b5, e3, takes, and I have two passed pawns, protected, connected as well. King h2, rook a2, f3, it all come with tempo and naturally. And after king h1, g2, king g1, I take the bishop. I promote the queen, but here she plays king h2, which was illegal. But anyways, if you take it's checkmate. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I won this game, and make sure to subscribe and like. See you guys in the next videos. Ciao, ciao.